Hello and welcome to another segment of the East Brunswick Advisory Health Council's Wellness Spotlight. High atop the steel framework of a new high-rise being erected, 3 construction workers stopped to eat their lunch. Straddling the girders and opening their lunch boxes high above the skyline, one worker yelled to his co-workers, "Oh boy, I sure hope this is not a bologna sandwich. Every day I eat a bologna sandwich with mayo on white bread. Every day. I'm sick of it. In fact, if this is another bologna with mayo on white, forget it. I'm going to kill myself." With that, he opened his lunchbox, and there it was, a bologna on white with mayo. The worker stood up, said goodbye to his 2 buddies, and jumped off the high-rise. With that, one of the remaining co-workers said to the other, "I don't get it. He makes his own lunch." The new year is upon us. Every day offers us a choice to either sit back and complain about the way things are or change. Like an empty shopping cart at the supermarket, the things we put in our calendar feed our life. They determine whether or not things stay the same or evolve closer toward the lifestyle of our dreams. Now that we have a new year in front of us, with all of the promise that it offers, what choices will we make? Many people I've spoken with have confided in me that they want to change, but find it very difficult. They've developed habits that are familiar and comfortable. It's said that comfort comes as a guest, lingers as a host, and stays to enslave us. If you yearn to make more out of this year and would like a way to bring about desirable changes in your life in the most effective manner possible, then stick around. The most successful people throughout time have said that the 2 most important attributes in being successful at anything are decisiveness and taking action. Have you heard the question about the 5 frogs? 5 frogs sat on a log. One decided to jump into the water. How many frogs remained on the log? The answer is 5 frogs. One decided to jump in, but didn't take the action. So it's important to make the decision and follow it with action. One of the biggest impediments to change is fear. In taking an action, what if I make a mistake? What if I don't get it perfect? I might look foolish. I might waste time or might waste my money. I might get hurt. This is the most toxic type of self-talk. Why? Because it can lead to procrastination, which derails anyone's efforts to improve. What can I tell you about it? I'll tell you later. Only kidding. What's the opposite of success? Most people think it's failure, but that's not true. The opposite of success is defeat. And failure is the bridge between success and defeat. We must all endure failures in life in order to be successful at anything, and sometimes it hurts. As kids, we were physically and sometimes mentally bruised when we learned how to walk or run or make a friend. So when we've worked up the nerve to try something new and fail, sitting on the bridge of failure, what determines whether we move toward success or we move toward defeat? It rests on how we choose to think, depending upon whether you choose to be hopeful or you choose to be fearful. When you choose to be hopeful, you pick yourself up like the song goes and dust yourself off and start all over again. Or you refine what you've done and do it better the next time. When a person chooses to be fearful, they're filled with excuses and rationalizations and wind up justifying playing it safe. They remain comfortable and they remain stuck, eating their bologna sandwich every day. What's the first step you can take to make this year the best year yet? Develop habits of excellence. How? The experts recommend you start by setting goals. Decide what you want and then take massive action. You want to be healthier? What are your wellness goals? I'd suggest you consider dividing them into 5 different categories: people, prosperity, play, professional, and personal goals. Write it out. written goals are more powerful and help you hold yourself a lot more accountable. They'll help you stay focused and keep your progress on track. Under each of the 5 P's, write your top 3 goals in their order of importance to you. Don't fixate on how you categorize your goals. For example, if my wellness goal is to have more energy, it could go under any of the 5 categories. You place it where you think it's best for you, and you can always move it to another category if you want to later on. Under each goal, determine a time frame when you want to accomplish the goal. Without a time frame, it winds up being just a wish, so the time frame is very important. It's been said that there are no unrealistic goals, just unrealistic time frames. For example, losing 25 pounds in 10 seconds. So after writing the goal's date to accomplish, write what you're willing to do to accomplish the goal. In detail, be very specific. Don't just say, well, okay, I'll exercise. Instead, write out your plan. For example, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and will do stretching for 10 minutes and cardio for 20. On Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. and do weight training, targeting specific areas on certain specific days for this projected amount of time. Remember, success is in the details, so spell it all out. Next, write what you're willing to give up to accomplish this goal. Is it that pint of ice cream after each meal? The 10 hours of TV a day? The extra hour of sleep in the morning? The money to invest in your wellness regimen or new clothes for your new rockin' bod? What are you going to give up? And finally, most importantly, write what the specific benefits will be to you from accomplishing the goal. Again, be specific and make it authentic. The more jazzed you are about making it happen for yourself, the easier it is to stay on course. Now, once your goals are written, read and reflect on them at least once every day. Refine and tweak them as necessary. Be sure to carve out time each and every day to take some necessary action steps for consistent progress. Now, while this may sound like a lot, it's really easy, and it's worth it. For most people, the most challenging aspect of this process is deciding what they really want. Don't worry about changing your mind. Be light on your feet, and if your priorities change, let your goals reflect them. Just check yourself to be sure that you're not procrastinating. Ultimately, the most important person that you have to please is yourself. Besides, the better you feel about yourself, the better you are for those around you. I've prepared a template to assist you in your wellness goal-setting efforts. If you want one, please contact me and I'll be happy to send one to you. If you want one via regular mail, please include a self-addressed, stamped envelope. If you have any questions about writing your wellness goals, you can feel welcome to call me. I'll be happy to help you, and I promise I'll do it confidentially. My contact information will be posted on the screen in a moment. We have some terrific new Wellness Spotlight programs being taped for you coming up this year, so be sure to stay tuned. Meanwhile, if you'd like to share your ideas for future programs, please contact me. On behalf of all of the members of the East Brunswick Advisory Health Council, I'm Dr. Ken Freedman, President of the East Brunswick Advisory Health Council, wishing your family and you a very healthy, happy, and prosperous new year, filled with all the very best that life can offer. Now you have an effective tool to help you make it happen, a strategy for setting your wellness goals, because wellness works when you work it.